the Buddha I return and rely, vowing that all living beings profoundly understand the great way and bring forth the Bodhi mind. To the Dharma I return and rely, vowing that all living beings
to cut off all evil within me.
And have wisdom.
There will be no evil that I will
to the
not cut
Sangha I
off.
return and rely,
I vow to practice all types of goodness. There will be no type of goodness that I will not practice. I vow to save all living beings. There will be no living being that I will not save.
Bhagavataraham samasambuddho Vichacharana sampana sukata loka vidu Anuttaro purisadhamma sarati Sada deva manusanam buddho Bhagavati so bhagava araham sama sambuddho vijja charana sampana sugata loka vidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati sada deva manusaram buddho bhagavati.
What did you just hear? And where did you hear it? Was it familiar to you? Were you distracted? Or did you really hear the words, even if you didn't know them? Did you hear the words without really having to know them? When you walked through the door, did you know you were coming into a sacred space? Did you feel it? Did you see it? Did you notice before you even came through the door where you were? Did you notice around you? Did you stop to look? Did you see? Or did you just get out of your car or come down the stairs, go through the door, come into the place, maybe bow, sit down, chatter away, and then we start? How do you step into your day? How do you step into each moment? Yesterday during Dharma study, Venerable was, it's okay, just a minute. Yesterday during Dharma study, Venerable spoke very clearly, succinctly, and some could even say harshly, but I sure didn't take it that way, about what we're doing and how we're doing it. Is today just a Wednesday that you come to Dharma? Is today just a day, another day like any other day? How do you know the difference? What did you do differently today that makes it different than yesterday and the day before and a week ago and a year ago and 10 years ago? What's different? What are you doing differently? She says it a lot in different ways. Buddha Master says it a lot in different ways. Are you really listening? Are you practicing? Are you sitting and really practicing? Or are you sitting down to practice because it's time to practice? Or I should practice, or I better practice? Or don't you practice? What are you doing with your one precious life? Why do you come here? I've asked that in various different Dharma talks. Why are you here? If it's not for that, if it's not for being trained and practicing for the Dharma. And if not the Dharma, then what? It doesn't have to be the Dharma, but what? How old are you? How long have you lived? Take a moment to reflect on this one precious life. What gives you the right to sit here today? There are places in the world that you cannot do this. There are places in the world that aren't offering an opportunity to have a refuge. What gives you the right to be here? I ask myself that every day. This morning I got a text from Venerable saying, I don't feel well, can you do the Dharma? And my first nanosecond, it truly was a nanosecond, because in the years past, or the days past, it has been years, I've said, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And I sat down, and Busita, knowing, and Kadara and Joe, and the rest of you that have done a Dharma talk, you thought, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? What can I possibly say that hasn't already been said, that you haven't already heard? How can I enlighten the path a little bit more? And what difference does it make? Are you ready to hear it? Do you care to hear it? Whether it's Venerable sitting here, Kadara sitting here, Basita sitting here, Joe sitting here, Brian, Nancy, whoever else has done Dharma. Do you come in and say, oh, we're going to hear the Dharma. Oh, I'm coming to hear Panawati. I'm coming to hear, in the old days, the Panyadipa. You're coming to hear the Dharma. We happen to be the vessel to be able to give it to you. And so, no, I didn't crack the whip, and because it was about 9 o'clock. What can I possibly say that you haven't already heard? And Basita, bless her heart, came down and said, how you doing? And I said, I'm just fine. And why am I just fine? Because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that the Dharma sits in me, and it is my guiding light. It is the North Star. And I know you've all heard me say that before. Is it yours? Is it yours? Is it the refuge that you turn to? There is no lose. We think we've got tomorrow, or this afternoon, or the next hour. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. It wasn't until I prepared for the retreat that I did on aging, illness, and death that I really came close enough to really not just see it, but feel it. What am I doing with my one precious life? Not just today, not just this morning, but every minute of every day until the last breath. Until the last breath. And are you aware of every minute of every day? It's hard. It's not easy to be that aware, to be that mindful. Do you care? In Zen, when you take vows, they ask you 3 times. And I've been reminded of that for some reason in the last few weeks, but 3 times, the same vow. Do you take this vow? And we all, yes. We repeat the vow. And then they say again, do you take this vow? We say yes, and we repeat the vow. And for the 3rd time, do you really take this vow? Now, when you're asked 3 times, it means something. In your wedding vows, if you took them, were you asked 3 times? No. I've done weddings. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yada, 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 yada. You say your things, you're done. But what really did you say? And did you really mean it? And a week later, and a month later, and a year later, and 20 years later, and 40 years later, did you really mean it? That starts with us, and we know that that's true, because we're told that all the time. It says it in the suttas. Buddha Master says it, Venerable shares it, we've all said it. It starts with us. And we can't do anything out here, be of benefit, be of service. Can't do any of that if we are not taking care of this vessel. And it means being aware all the time. Do you vow to do that? Can you take that vow for yourself to say, every minute of every day, I vow So I sat in my room this morning, looking out. The sun was up. It was cold. I could feel by the windows. For whatever reason, I slept until 7. That's unheard of. And I woke up and I didn't go, oh my God, the sun is up. I gotta go. I just laid there. And I've been doing that a lot more lately. Wow, I'm here. I'm alive. The sun is up. Say that to yourself 3 times. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm alive. I have this one precious life for today, for this moment. Now, my youth, when I was a Lutheran, I still am. I still carry it with me. But we would do youth services. And I love doing them. I think I probably told most of you, if not all of you, that I wanted to be a minister. Girls couldn't be a minister back then. You couldn't go to seminary. I wanted to be a teacher. My dad said teachers are a dime a dozen. Get a tech job. So I did X-ray training, and I loved it. It wasn't what I wanted, but I loved it. I put my heart and soul into it, and I learned an incredible amount. I love being with the patients. My special place was the emergency room. I love the action in the emergency room, or surgery. We went to surgery. But it wasn't until I was in a car accident and had to be x-rayed and was put on that hard, cold table that I really understood what was happening to those patients, whether it was for an upper GI exam or a broken something or another, or a head injury, or a woman who was pregnant. It wasn't till then I really got it. What about you? What about you? What's it going to take for you to really know? What are you waiting for? So as a youth, I was all about wanting to do youth services because most of our church, not all, was family and the seniors. And to me, as a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, I thought everybody was just doing the same old thing over and over, doing the Our Father, doing the, all the things that you do in church. And I'd look around, I don't think they're just saying it. And I can't believe this. We got to wake them up. Maybe I should have been Pentecostal. I don't know. Sleeping. It felt like people came to church. They'd walk down the aisle, they'd greet each other, they sit down, the minister would come out. I loved church. I loved the singing. I loved, our Lutheran church was full of action and things that weren't just your normal, but we did some of that. And at one point, after maybe 3 that we did over the course of several years, said, we ought to do this. And the youth minister said, no, we got to calm it down a little bit. But I want to do that today. I want to say, are you listening? Are you aware? Are you taking it in? Or are you just walking through the day? Now we all have our moments. It's hard as this human being to be aware 24/7 for, in my case, 71 years. I didn't really get it until these last 3 years. Really get it. Really get it. What's going to keep you from walking out of here and doing what you've always done, the same old, same old? What's going to be different? And how are you going to remember to be aware? How are you going to wake up from this dream? Life is a dream. And then you die. So what? So what? We do the 4 convictions of enunciation. Obtaining a human birth is extremely rare. If I take this to heart, I will seize the essence of this precious life. If wasted, this rare opportunity will be destroyed. Now, when in your life do you think, I do not want to destroy anything, but the very thing you don't want to destroy is you and this opportunity? If wasted, this rare opportunity will be destroyed. Do you believe that? Do you believe it? Do you really believe it? The root of all happiness is bringing benefit to others and attaining immeasurable freedom. Of course, if I were to ask any one of you, you'd say, of course I want to bring happiness to others. Do you really? The root of all happiness. So that means your happiness is to bring happiness to others. Joy, life-giving. Therefore, the more I reduce grasping, the more I will experience true happiness. Just this morning, what did you grasp? I know you did. You're an ordinary person just like me. The first thing I did was grasp stuff to try to see what I could gather, and then I just stopped. I stopped grasping this morning. Because you know what? It's right here. Yeah, I have notes, I have books, I have stuff because I want to share some things, but I stopped grasping for that moment in time. I had some forgiveness for myself. Do you? Do you? In the early texts of Buddhism, someone is said to have approached the Buddha and asked, the inner tangle and the outer tangle, this generation is entangled in a tangle. I'll read it again. The inner tangle and the outer tangle. The inner tangle and the outer tangle. This generation is entangled in a tangle. Got it? Anybody not get that? Okay, take a minute to really think about that for yourself. The inner tangle and the outer tangle. Think about that for yourself. What is that? And so I asked of Gautama this question: who succeeds in disentangling this tangle? And he says, it is up to you and me to entangle it. It's up to you and me. Buddha can't do it. Buddha master can't do it. Any of the masters can't do it. If you read them, you learn that. Venerable can't do it. Any of the other teachers you've been to can't do it. It's up to you. You know what those tangles are. And if you don't, which some of us don't know the depth of those tangles, it's our opportunity to start untangling. Not just this morning, or a week ago, or a month ago, or 10 years ago, because we're carrying these tangles. We carry them. I just spent the holiday weekend with my brother who had a knee replacement and wanted to be there to support him and be with him. And because I've been through it, not once, but twice, I had a sense about what he was going through, and he asked about that. Not because I was some wise person around knee replacements. I told him a lot of what I did wrong in my process. And I told him what I did right. And the gift of the support that I received. We untangled a few tangles in our family together. What are your tangles? And especially, what are your inner tangles? The one you maybe know of but don't want anybody else to know, even yourself. When are you going to work on it? When are you going to let go? What are your obstacles? As Tanya Deepa would say, are you done suffering yet? Are you done suffering yet? Because that's what tangles do. The tangle is all the ways we bind ourselves up in fears, our unhelpful stories, and our self-created clouds of confusion. It is made out of the ways we try to seek happiness and avoid suffering that totally don't work. You might say, oh, yeah, I know, I'm working on it. Are you really? Are you really? I've experienced it myself, he says, the author says, and I see it often with the students who study with me. So how do we get there? It's one thing to stand up here and say, untangle those tangles. It's another thing to say, how do we get there? Well, you know how to get there. You've been sitting here week after week after week after week. Many of you have been studying week after week after week. It says it right there. In Dharma study, I often say, boy, there it is, lined right out for us. And maybe I need, for my own benefit, to plaster all these things all over the monastery so I see it wherever I go. There it is. Or maybe I rely on my mandala to help me see it and not resist them, not barrel over them. I just say, I'll think about that. Not say, it's just me, that's how I am. Or it's just so-and-so, that's how they are. To say, you know, I'll look deeper. I was going to call this Dharma talk, Chop Wood, Carry Water. Y'all heard that, right? Anybody not know that? It's a book. What's it about? Anybody know? You've read it. What's it about? What's it about? Y'all seen it?
What book?
Chop wood, carry water.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that saying, but not the book.
What's the saying mean?
Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
Yes. What does that mean?
After enlightenment,
what does that mean?
that you still gotta live.
You've got the work to do. Chop wood, carry water. It's that simple. I would often go visit friends that live on 29 acres. I had to carry water for the goats and the horse and the chickens. I had to carry water when I was there. And we chopped wood. It was one of my favorite things, not chop wood. We had a wonderful wood splitter, and I love doing that. Why? Why did I love doing that? Because you could sit down and put the ream of wood right there and push the button and hope your hands are out of the way, and it comes down and splits it. It's amazing to watch. It doesn't do it fast. It slowly goes down and splits the wood. It's so satisfying because just to watch it, but also to know this wood was going to heat their house. So it wasn't just my own personal satisfaction of watching the wood split and being amazed at it, but this was going to heat their house. How wonderful is that? Took a lot of wood. But I wanted to do it. Every week here at the monastery, we meet almost every week. And we look at the schedule, see who's going and who's coming and what's happening. And then we look at the chore sheet. Now, I don't know about the rest of my mandala here at the monastery, but it's the chore sheet, the chore sheet. Now, when I say chore, what comes up for you? Work. Right? What am I going to do this week? What am I going to do this week? Chores. Oh, underneath chores, what is it? It's making this room so that it's ready for you. It's dusting. You just don't walk in and sit here and maybe you look for dust, probably not. But we dust, we vacuum, we pick up stuff. Sometimes cups are left over. Sometimes other things are left. Kleenex drops. We have a cat, so sometimes there's cat hair around because he comes down to sit with us. Oh, Bodhi, your hat. No. Oh, Bodhi, came to hear the Dharma. Right? We do this together. We decide together the chores. And not just this room or that room or this room, but the main floor and all the rooms on the main floor and the upstairs and the outside and the cottage and all the rooms in the cottage. Those are chores. And as you know, with your own house or your own place, that just because those are the main chores doesn't mean there aren't other chores. So as we line out who's going to do what, we also know in the back of our mind there will be other things or things that we're personally working on. Maybe we don't see it as chores, but the things to do to support the monastery, to take care of the monastery and the Sangha. What do you do to take care of your house? So that whoever lives with you or whoever comes to visit you can come into a place that's welcoming and loving and caring. Dust, clean, vacuum, mop, rake leaves, sweep sidewalk, turn the septic drain field, water plants, and that's just the regular cursory chores. And there goes Reba. Usually she's the cook. And she's added a lot. She's added a lot. Dust, clean, vacuum, mop, rake leaves, sweep sidewalk, turn the septic, drain the fields, change the beds. What are your chores? And how do you look at them? How do you experience them? How do you sit with them? How do you manage them? Now, there's 4 of us here, and we're all very different. So we're going to do it differently. Can that be okay? You know, does your husband clean? If he does he clean the way you clean? Not so much. Is that okay? It's the love that comes from the place of wanting to help. Okay? That's chop wood, carry water. Just this morning, as I was sitting contemplating what I was going to talk about, Rosita was vacuuming, and I knew that Reba was up in the kitchen. Doesn't go unnoticed. Venerable often says we shouldn't need to have to say thank you. That's something that I say for myself and I say for you. But can we just do it from the heart? Of course, notice people's efforts. But do we have to make a big deal out of it, is what she says. Otherwise, if we did it every time someone did something kind and we noticed it, thank you, 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 thank you. Just have it come from the heart and know that and be with that. Not just this place, not just this room is a sacred room, but the kitchen is, the hallway is, the bathroom is sacred. Do we treat it that way? Do we enter any space, not just here in the monastery, but in your home as a sacred space? When I was practicing Zen, before we ever started cleaning, we lit a candle and said a prayer, honoring the space that we had. We would gather before, over at the other place, we would gather and do some songs and chanting before we started our cleaning. Do we honor that part? That's Dharma. That's where we show up. That's Dharma. In the fall, we watched it happen. The trees turn incredible colors, orange and red and bright. This tree, did you see it as you drove in over the couple of weeks that was happening? It was bountiful red. And then I went to the retreat and came back and it was half gone. But what was left was still bright red. Do we notice it? But what happens with those leaves? It's fall, they fall. And they create leaves everywhere. And then the wind blows. And so, if sweeping, one of the things I've done in the past, sweeping the porch, and I go out within an hour and blow them back up. Do I just bother, as Pooh would say? Or do I say, impermanence? When we get bothered, can we just say, there it is? So we're sweeping, and some of you with homes are probably raking. Is it getting in the way of your life? Is it interfering with your life? Or is it part of your life? This imaginary life, even though we're very real right here, it's just a dream. Is it getting in the way of the life you're dreaming of? So domestic practice can lead us to intimate encounters of our own. Chop wood, carry water. Yesterday I cut vegetables. And just didn't chop, but I cut vegetables. And I didn't really do that in my life until I was at the Zen monastery and learned to cut vegetables. Why I was assigned to vegetables at various retreats and when I was there during the study periods. Sometimes I was out in the landscaping. Sometimes I was cleaning toilets, but often I was chopping vegetables. Have you ever really just looked at chopping vegetables, or was it a task to get something done? I don't have time to just chop carrots or potatoes or garlic or onions. But I did yesterday. I'd be happy to chop. Reba asked, I'd be happy to chop vegetables. And then she did the rest, and we had this incredible soup that she's made, and just appreciate the flavors. Now I happen to know what went in that, but I may not have. So did I savor, or did I just, because I got something else to do. In fact, I did. I had an errand to run with Venerable to an appointment. But I could really, and everybody just tasted it. And we can say, we'll often do, thank you, Reba. But do we really have to? Can we just appreciate it because we've eaten it? And do you really need to hear, thank you, Reba? I mean, really, really. Or thank you, Elsie, or thank you, Nancy. Nancy brings wonderful food. Thank you, Nancy. Of course we would say that, but do we really need to hear it? Do I really need to say, do I need to say it? Or can I say instead, thank you, blessings for this great food, for your time and your effort. If I manage to regain my focus to what's at hand, will I be able to really see what's going on every moment of every day? Say it again. If I really manage to focus on every minute of every day, will I be able to do it? Now, there are tricks of the trade, setting alarms, setting your watch, asking someone, in Thich Nhat Hanh's community, a bell rings every hour and everybody stops. Everybody stops. Not for a long period, but just taking the sound of the bell. I think that's lovely. Every hour, no matter what you're doing. There's always just one more thing to do, one more weed to pull, one more leaf to sweep. There's always one more thing. The chores are a necessary thing. Doesn't have to be. We make it. We make it what it is. Cooking and cleaning are a practice. Do we let that be true? Do we let it be true? In the monasteries, it's the active part of every day, and probably in the homes as well. Where do I struggle every day? That's the work. That's where we go. Where do I struggle? Am I struggling right now? What am I struggling with? It's tedious. I don't like it. I grew up as a child, the only girl in the family that had to clean with my mom every Saturday morning. And I wanted to be outside with the guys who got to mow the yard. I wanted to mow the yard. It was tedious. And because it was tedious, it took me a long time. While all my friends were going off in the afternoon to the mall, I was still there because I thought it was tedious. Not because I had to be, because I didn't get my work done, because I thought it was tedious. It's a frame of mind, perception. The moment we start calling those things, those types of things, oh, I have to practice. Oh, I have to chop celery. Oh, I have to dust. Oh, I have to go to the store. Oh, I have to pick up my prescription. Oh, I have to. As soon as we start doing that, it becomes something else. It's not sacred. How lucky I am that I get to go and get prescriptions. That they're there for me to get. That there's something to take care of what I need them to take care of. That I have the insurance to cover it or the money to cover it. But no, I have to go get right? I have to go get groceries. How lucky that we get to go get groceries. That there's food in the grocery store that's brought by people, that's grown by people. As we're picking our groceries up, are we thinking about that? Who did the packaging? As we put it in our cart. I have to get gas. I'm on, Bob, my father. Don't let it go beyond a half. That's the rule. I have to go get gas. Do I stop to think I get to get gas in my tank? Because there's hundreds of people, thousands of people who don't have access to gasoline or cars. I get to. Empty your mind. Empty your mind. And you start belly aching, carrying on. And I don't mean just you, me too. You get to get groceries. You get to come here on Wednesdays and Sundays and maybe Tuesdays and Fridays. You get to. Let that be a priority. Let that be important to you. Let that be a necessity. Let that be the top of your list, of your to-do list, to be with the Dharma. It's already this o'clock and I haven't done my practice yet today. Why not? Why is it not the priority? I have to practice my music, my instruments, my this. You get to. So see beyond your house, see beyond the yard, see beyond the laundry, the piling up of the towels, see beyond that. And notice how lucky we are that we have the opportunity to have a place, to serve, to be with, to have food, to have clothing, that we can do laundry with, that we can clean. See beyond your house. See beyond the conceptual thinking. There's a Zen koan. I'm trying to find it because I happen to remember it. A monk came to the teacher in a Zen monastery and said, I have just entered the monastery. Please teach me. And the monk said, have you eaten rice? Have you had your rice porridge today? I said, yes, I have. Clean your bowl. That was his teaching. Clean your bowl. Chop wood, carry water. Clean your bowl. And of course, you know, knowing me, that bowl is metaphor for many things. Clean your bowl. Take care of your business. If it's your bowl, your cup, your glass, your spoon, your knife, your clothes, your whatever it is, your leaves, clean your bowl. Your business, your tangles, clean them. Clean them. Every day. And give yourself the gift of stopping throughout the day. Have I cleaned my bowl today? It's that simple. Have I cleaned my bowl? 5 words. And maybe if I'm walking down up the stairs, I see Reba, I say, have you cleaned your bowl today? And she'll know what I'm asking. Not that she wash the bowl. Did you clean your bowl? I ask Kadara, I ask Pusita, have you cleaned your bowl today? And then I pause and I think, have I? Have I really? And maybe they ask me 3 times, have you cleaned your bowl today? Have you cleaned your bowl today? Have you really cleaned your bowl today? At the end of the day, ask yourself, have I cleaned my bowl today? Chop wood, carry water. I want to end with a reading from a book that I've had for a very long time. It's called The Book of Awakening. And for a while, a long while, and then off and on, it's by day. And it's Mark Nepo, who's one of my absolute all-time favorite writers. And this is a daily read, and it's amazing how right on they are. But for what, it's one of those moments I have them. I was walking by my little cupboard here with the books, and I looked down, and there it was, just there. And I picked it up, with nothing on my mind. And I sat down in my chair, because when I do that, I know something's up. I sit down and I open it up to January 1st, which is not yet. Today is not January 1st. But it's a good thing to read today. So I'm going to finish by reading Mark Nepo's January 1st. And of all the things, the title of this is Precious Human Birth. A gift for today. Of all the things that exist, we breathe and wake and turn it into a song. Just a little water. There is a Buddhist precept that asks us to be mindful of how rare it is to find ourselves in human form on earth. It is really a beautiful view of life that offers us the chance to feel enormous appreciation for the fact that we are here as individual spirits filled with consciousness, drinking water, and chopping wood. So perfect. It asks us to look about at the ant and antelope, at the worm and the butterfly, at the dog and the castrated bull, at the hawk and the wild lonely tiger, at the 100-year-old oak and the 1,000-year-old patch of ocean. It asks us to understand that no other life form has the consciousness of the being that we are privileged to. It asks us to recognize that of all the endless species of plants and animals and minerals that make up the earth, a very small portion of life has the wakefulness of spirit that we call being human. That I can rise from some depth of awareness to express this to you, and that you can receive me in this instant is part of our precious human birth. You could have been an ant. I could have been an anteater. You could have been rain. I could have been a lick of salt. But we were blessed in this time, in this place, to be human beings, alive in rare ways we often take for granted. All of this to say, this precious human birth is unrepeatable. So what will you do today, knowing that you are one of the rarest forms of life to ever walk the earth? How will you carry yourself? What will you do with your hands? What will you ask, and of whom? Tomorrow you could die and become an ant, and someone will be setting traps for you. But today you are precious and rare and awake. It ushers us into grateful living. It makes hesitation useless. Grateful and awake. Ask what you need to know now. Say what you feel now. Love what you love now. See beyond your house. Just take a few minutes and really be with the words of today. And settle yourself. Allow yourself just to be present here in this moment, in this place, at this time. Nowhere to be, nothing to do. Where is the place you know as well as your own family? Is it the place where you are at ease with a full load, an empty sink? Are you able to tell time by the leaves and weeds, what season it is? Will you make yourself mindfully at home wherever you are? Become acquainted with all that's there, with all the things we think we need to do. We become acquainted as if they were your own relatives and treat them as such. Will you be present with yourself in this precious human earth? You find the space in your mind that is always wanting you to think, to just settle, be still, like the water running under the earth. Where you let your ears find the quiet. Where you allow yourself to rest in the liminal state. When you feel your mind starting to creep in, wanting to talk to you, allow yourself to just let it be silence and come back to this quiet, empty, precious moment. Give yourself to love and give yourself the opportunity to love others, no matter where you are, no matter where you go. And before we close our meditation, Venerable has asked that we pray for Sister Grace and her Sangha, who is experiencing they don't know if it's National Guard or what, but they're coming into New Orleans. And she wants us to put them in our prayers so that they are safe, and all the people in New Orleans. And I might add all people who are experiencing stress under this situation. Generate the Buddha mind through bodhicitta. Concentrate on this with our enemies, as well as those we love and care and cherish. Let no harm come to any one being. May the spirit and wisdom that comes from the gathering that we have had today be shared with all those we meet, all sentient and insentient beings, and may we bless all beings.